All right, everybody. This is our single crochet. So when you are getting started with patterns, this is one of the most basic. If you watched the previous video, we ended with 10 chain stitches in your line, okay? So if you're not there already, we're gonna get there together one more time. So go ahead and take that out if you have it made, okay? We're gonna get there quickly. So if you needed to go over this again, make sure you watch that chain video one more time. So you make an X, pull it through, okay? Stick your crochet hook through that hook. You're gonna pull it up 1, 2, 3, 4, wrap 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. So now when you start with another row, you cannot start right in this immediate stitch for a couple of reasons. First is that it's going to be really hard to do, also because you want this end stitch to end up being a stitch you can use again in the next row. Otherwise it's going to mess up your shaping and it's going to mess up the size of your rows. So with a single crochet, you need one chain generally, and it depends on the pattern too. So I know that's not ideal, but some patterns will tell you to skip one chain from the hook, some will tell you two. We're just going to skip one here today. So we're going to skip this one here and go into the second one. So what you're going to do is take your crochet hook and go into that top loop. So as you see, we're skipping this stitch, and then the next stitch has a top loop and a bottom loop. We're going to stick it right in the middle, right underneath that top loop. Okay, now just like we did with the chain, we're going to wrap from back to front around that hook. Okay, so here it's through. We're going to wrap over with that piece of yarn and then use the hook to pull it through that loop we just stuck it through. Okay, so now you should have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Okay, let's do that together one more time. So we've got all 10 of your chains here. Okay, you're going to skip this first stitch, stick your crochet hook through, right? So we've got just 1 loop on top of it there. You're going to take your yarn, wrap it around, pull it back through. That's the tricky part, so make sure that that hook catches it, okay? And if you find that that's really hard, probably you're holding your yarn too tight. So you need to find the nice balance between too tight and too loose. Too loose, it's going to make it really hard to see the stitches, and too tight, it's going to be too hard to get your crochet hook through. So nice and in the middle, okay? So that's the first step. The next one, you're going to loop it over one more time, and then you're going to pull through both of those loops. Boop. And that is a single crochet. Let's try that on the next stitch, okay? So you're going to stick it through. So you see there's this next stitch here coming up. I like to put my middle finger behind it just to keep track of where I am. Okay, it helps kind of guide that hook through as well. Then you're going to catch that yarn, pull it through. So now you have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Loop it over again, pull it through both loops. Ta-da! Try again. Okay, so crochet hook goes in the middle, wrap it around, pull it through, wrap it around, pull it through both sides. Good job. Keep going. You're going to stick it through, wrap around, pull it through, wrap around, pull it through. Now, if you were paying attention, I just caught some of the yarn from the row beneath. Okay, so sometimes that'll happen because you can see the threads here of this yarn. So it's really important that you're paying attention. And one of the great things about crochet is that if you do mess it up, it's easy to just take out a couple of stitches and try again. Now, it's much, much harder if you're learning to knit, which is why I prefer to crochet, because mistakes are a lot easier to fix. So again, you want to make sure that your tension is really consistent here. You'll find that if you're varying a lot, that some of these stitches are going to be very small and others will be very big. So again, it comes with practice, but if you figure out a good way to hold the yarn that works for you, that will help maintain the consistency of your tension. Okay, so again, your yarn is off here to your left. This is because I'm stitching right-handed. It'll be the opposite if you're stitching left-handed. Okay, so we're going to get all the way to the end of the row here, so put that through, loop it through. You've got 2 loops on your hook, loop it over and pull it through. And next one, push it through, loop it around, pull it through, loop it around, pull it through. And one more time, you're going to go in, loop it around, pull it through, loop it around, pull it through. Very good. So now you have a row of single crochet. Very nice, everybody. Okay, next we're going to be working on the double crochet. So hang tight. Here we go.